fight like a roaring fight, quick during dreams under stadium lights, sweat and fire, hearts ignite. Evening sports buffet, with the Ginch we play. Highlights, wild scores collide, it's a riot live tonight.
Been a little while, ladies and gentlemen.
Blades drawn, bold on the chalkboard slate, rivals clash, it's a heavyweight fate. Every second pound,
You know
can't
what?
wait.
I'm your host, Ryan Neff. I don't know why it keeps playing end zone to end zone.
With the Ginch we play.
Underwear, it says early evening sports buffet with the Ginch. Thank you, the Ginch Quartet there. Again, I don't know why it's saying that. But again, if anybody tunes into the show, knows that myself and technology usually has a way of shoving a red hot poker up my ass. So, some sad news. It is official. Ace Frehley, the original lead guitarist of Kiss, has passed away at the age of 74. He had been hospitalized with a brain bleed. It started to come out that he was on life support today, and it looks like the family decided to take him off life support and end the suffering. I remember when I was 7 or 8 years old, and I found the album Kiss Alive. And it was my first venture into really being fanatical about a band. Prayers to his family, his friends. Sad day. Anybody who grew up with Kiss, the original lineup. This one hits hard. It's tough. Another piece of my childhood has passed on. But I can just say thanks for the memories, Ace. One of the underrated lead guitar players of any rock band ever. So, again, Ace Frehley has passed away at the age of 74. And it just sucks. And so many of our heroes musically have passed on, especially within the last 10 years. Those of us who grew up with said artist. But again, prayers to Ace's family and friends. So what have we witnessed over the last week and a half? Again, I'll try to make this painless as possible. I know it's 7 o'clock here on the East Coast, 4 Pacific time. Let's go over the NFL. Week number 6. It all started with the Giants beating the Eagles last Thursday, 34-17. And of course, all the Eagles fans are ready to jump off to Ben Franklin. He's still 4-2. But look, Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts was 24-33, 283 yards, a touchdown, a pick. Saquon Barkley, 12 carries, 58 yards rushing. Dallas Goedert, the leading receiver, 9 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Adoree Jackson, Jihad Campbell, and Andrew Makuba, leading tacklers with 7 apiece. For the Giants, Jackson Dart was 17-25, 195 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Cam Scatterbo, 19 carries, 98 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Wan'Dale Robinson, 6 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Tyler Nubin, 9 total tackles. Team stats. Eagles turned it over twice, Giants none. Philadelphia was 1-9 on third down. The Giants were 11-16. Giants ran the ball 39 times for 172 yards. The Eagles ran it 20 times for 73 yards. Look, this ain't fucking rocket science. And anybody who watches me on different shows, when it comes to the NFL or college for that matter, Saquon Barkley, they gave him 12 touches out of the backfield for 58 yards. That's not Eagles football. It's not. You get out rushed, you turn it over twice to the other team not turning it over. You suck on third down. And down by the goal line, they ran 4 straight tush pushes. So for the second week in a row, Saquon Barkley carries it less than 13 times in the backfield. It's not going to cut it. You can't expect Jalen to throw the ball 33 times or attempts. I mean, for Christ's sake, Jackson Dart, it was only 25 attempts. And New York ran it 39 times. For basically a 4-yard average. It's not Eagles football. It's not. It's not. I don't know if it's because, look, a lot of mouths to feed on that Philadelphia offense. You're not going to make everybody happy. What worked last year? They pounded the rock with Barkley. It opened everything else up, and everybody was happy, other than A.J. Brown pitching a fit every once in a while. I'm not saying it wasn't a bad loss for the Eagles. Can stuff be corrected? Yes. For the Giants, they've basically found what they need to do. Run the ball, keep the pressure off of Jackson Dart. Don't turn the ball over. And they should be fine. They're going to win every game? No. Are they going to be competitive? Yes. The Eagles are 4-2 overall. The Giants are 2-4. The Steelers beat the Browns 23-9. The barn burner. But here we go again. Dylan Gabriel was 29 of 52, 221 yards, no touchdown, no picks. 52 times. Quinshawn Judkins, 12 carries, 36 yards. So the Steelers balled everybody up. Cleveland, Harold Fannin Jr., 7 catches, 81 yards receiving. Devin Bush, 10 total tackles for Cleveland, the leading tackler. For Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers is 21 of 30, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Jalen Warren, 11 carries for 52 yards. Leading rusher. For Pittsburgh, leading receiver was DK Metcalf, 4 catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown. Deshaun Elliott, 12 total tackles. Go to the team stats. Clean game, no turnovers. Both about the same on third down. But the Steelers outrushed the Browns. They outpassed them. Pittsburgh didn't have to go for a 4th down because they weren't in that many situations. So you don't turn the ball over, and you can run the football, outrush your opponent. You're going to win the game. Pittsburgh didn't do anything spectacular. It's just you can't expect your rookie quarterback to put the ball up in the air 52 goddamn times. He ain't going to win. There's no balance. And like in the Golden Child, when you must achieve balance. In an entertaining game, the Chargers beat the hapless Dolphins 29-27. I still don't know why Mike McDonald has a job. Maybe the Dolphins just feel that they don't want to bring anybody interim. I don't know. But it's not doing the locker room any good. For the Chargers, Justin Herbert, 29 of 38, 264, 2 touchdowns, but more importantly, no picks. Kamani Vidal have a day for the Chargers rushing. 18 carries, 124 yards. Ladd McConkey, 7 catches, 100 yards of receiving touchdown. Diane Henley was the leading tackler, 7 total tackles. For Miami, Tua was 21 of 32, 205 yards, a touchdown, 3 picks. You can't be calling out your teammates after the game. I know he apologized, but you can't be doing that shit after you threw 3 interceptions. Devin Achane, 16 carries, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing. Jalen Waddle, 6 catches, 95 yards, leading receiver. KJ Britt, 13 total tackles for the Finns. Rushing was the same, but Miami turned it over 3 times, Chargers once. Both about the same on third down. But again, turnover battle. If you win the turnover battle, you're most likely going to win the game. Chargers are 4-2. Chargers 1-5. And about to implode even more. In a game which the Cowboys do what they do, Cowboys lose to the Panthers 30-27. Because that's just what Dallas does. Dak Prescott was 25 of 34, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Dallas ran the ball 19 times for 21 yards, or 31 yards. George Pickens, 9 for 168 and a touchdown, leading Dallas receiver. Shamar James, 11 total tackles. For the Panthers, Bryce Young, 17 of 25, 199 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Rico Dowdle basically told Dallas to buckle up, and they didn't. 30 carries, 183 yards. He also 4 catches, 56 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Christian Rosaboom and Trevin Wallace, 6 total tackles apiece. You go to the team stats. Dallas got outrushed 7-1. Both about the same on third down. But again, and it's not like Dallas didn't have a chance to win the game because they did. But Dallas ran the ball 19 times for 31 yards. Carolina 38 times for 216 yards. And yet Dallas still had a chance to win the game. But if you get out rushed like that and your defense sucks, the Dallas defense, you're not going to. But this is just what Dallas does. You lose a game, you're supposed to win. That's just their MO. Cowboys are 2-3-1. The Panthers are 3-3. And this is what I expected out of the Panthers. And they're now back to 500. They're back in the thick of things. And see what this might project them to. The Chiefs beat the Lions 30-17. The Lions had a lot of people hurt. We all saw the fight at the end of the game, which the suspension was upheld on Branch. And for good reason. You know, people want to talk about the Chiefs not getting penalized. Not because I'm a homer. There's plenty of teams throughout the years in the National Football League that have not been penalized at all in a game. Jared Goff was 23 of 29, 203, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 carries, 65 yards. David Montgomery, 4 carries for 24 yards. That needs to change. Detroit receiving, Jamison Williams, 6 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Leading receiver. Alex Anzalone, 12 total tackles. For Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes was 22 of 30, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Pacheco, 12 carries, 50 yards. Leading rusher. Kansas City ran the ball 29 times for 112 yards and a touchdown. But again, Patrick Mahomes was the second leading rusher for Kansas City. That's horrible. Chiefs aren't going to go anywhere with the running game that they have. Travis Kelce, 6 catches, 78 yards. Travis Swift Kelce. Shamari Connor, 14 total tackles for Kansas City. Excuse me. If you go to the team stats, clean game, no turnovers. Kansas City won the rushing battle. They won the passing battle. They were about the same on third down. Detroit was 0-2 on fourth down. Kansas City was 2-3. But it was just Kansas City built the lead, never really relinquished it. Kansas City now 3-3. The Lions are 4-2. The Broncos beat the Jets 13-11 in a barn burner. Kind of figured this game would be close. Not that close, though. For Denver, Bo Nix was 19-30, 174 yards, a touchdown. More importantly, no picks. Broncos couldn't run the ball. 26 carries, 78 yards collectively. Evan Ingram, 5 catches, 42 yards. Leading receiver for Denver. Denver leading tacklers were Alex Singleton, Brandon Jones with 7 apiece. For the Jets, they couldn't do shit. Justin Fields, 9 of 17, 45 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He sacked 9 times. Breece Hall, 22 carries, 59 yards. Josh Reynolds was the leading receiver, 3 for 25. Jamie and Sherwood, 13 total tackles. I'm going to the team stats, and I don't know why. Denver turned it over once, which kind of kept the Jets in the game. Rushing was the same. Jets couldn't pass the ball. They were horrible on third down. They were 2 of 15. Broncos were 5 of 15. When you can't sustain drives, and yet the Jets still had a chance to win. But it was a horrible performance on both ends. Pathetic. Browns are now 4-2. The Jets 0-6. As we follow the bouncing ball. Patriots beat the Saints 25-19. A little bit closer than I thought it might be. The Patriots have something cooking now. Drake May continues to impress in his second year. He was 18-26, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. The New England rushing game, non-existent, 31 times for 73 yards, needs to change. Kevin Butte, or Keyshawn Butte, 5 for 93, 2 touchdowns receiving. Robert Spillane, 11 total tackles. For the New Orleans is Spencer Rattler was 20-26, 227, no touchdowns, no picks. New Orleans couldn't run the ball either, 23 for 73 yards. Chris Olave, 6 catches for 98 yards. Davon Godchow, 9 total tackles for the Saints. We go to the team stats. The running game was equal. Passing game was equal. Saints were horrible on third down. New England was no better. Saints had 1 turnover. Kind of the difference in the game. The Patriots are 4-2. The Saints are 1-5. Rams beat the Ravens. Season to forget for Baltimore up to this point. For the Rams, Stafford was 17-26, 181, a touchdown, no picks. Kyron Williams, 13 carries, 50 yards, and a tutty. Receiving, Tyler Higbee, 4 for 40 and a touchdown receiving. Leading receiver, Nate Landman, 17 total tackles for the Rams. Baltimore, Cooper Rush was 11-19, 72 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick. Derrick Henry, 24 carries, 122 yards. Zay Flowers, 6 catches for 46 yards. Trenton Simpson and Teddy Buchanan, 9 total tackles apiece. Go to the team stats. Ravens turned it over 3 times. The Rams once. Not good. Baltimore outrushed LA, but when you're turning it over and you lose the turnover battle, you're not going to win many games. Rams now 4-2. The Ravens 1-5. Seahawks with a gritty road win against the Jaguars. Seahawks, Sam Darnold was 16 to 27, 295, 2 touchdowns. More importantly, no picks. Seattle's running game, as well as Jacksonville's running game, they were both non-existent. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 8 carries, 162 yards, and a touchdown receiving. Leading receiver, Nick Emenwari, 9 total tackles. Drake Thomas, 9 total tackles. Seattle's leading tacklers. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, 27 to 42, 258, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Again, Jacksonville's running game non-existent. Brian Thomas, 8 for 90 and a touchdown receiving. Leading receiver, Foyesade Alukun, 9 total tackles. Team stats. Clean game. No turnovers. No running games. Seattle was 1 of 12 on third down. Jacksonville was 4 of 16. You're wondering, you say, Ryan, how did the Jags lose this game? I don't know. Don't know. Seattle just made one more big play than the Jaguars did. Seattle and the Jaguars now both 4 and 2. The Raiders beat Titans 20 to 10. Give me just a second here. Major League Baseball right now, the Brewers and the Dodgers are tied 1-1 game 3, bottom of the 4th. Coming up at 7:30. East Carolina plays Tulsa, college football. And of course, the Steelers and the Bengals on tonight. For the Titans, Cam Ward was 26 of 38, 222 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Tennessee ran the ball 15 times for 65 yards. Van Jefferson, 4 catches, 75 yards. Cedric Gray, 12 total tackles. Geno Smith for Vegas, 17 to 23, 174, a touchdown and a pick. Ashton Genty, 23 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Oh, Cam Ward was sacked 6 times, by the way. Trey Tucker, 5 for 70, leading receiver for Vegas. Devin White, the leading tackler. Tennessee turned it over 3 times, the Raiders once. Rushing was the same, passing was the same. But the 3 turnovers to 1, that is why Tennessee lost the game. Raiders 2 and 4, Titans 1 and 5. As we continue to follow the bouncing ball, Buccaneers beat the 49ers 30 to 19. Like the 49ers are beat up again. Didn't expect it to be as bad as it was, but hey, look, the Bucs are on a tear right now. Mac Jones was 27 to 39, 347 yards, no touchdowns, but 2 picks. Christian McCaffrey, 17 catches, or 17 carries, 54 yards, and a tutty. Mac Jones was sacked 6 times, by the way. Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick, the Bourne identity. And of course, that's my Verizon pad. Oh, here we go. 5 catches for 142 yards. Have a day. Tatum Bethune, 10 total tackles for the 49ers. For the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, 17 to 23, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Rashad White, 17 for 65 and a touchdown rushing. Cameron Johnson, 4 for 64 and a tutty. Antoine Winfield, 9 total tackles. I see my man, Joey B., Colorado State Ram. Rest in peace, Sage Feely. I mentioned that at the top of the show. Yes, Joey B., part of my childhood. As these artists pass on, a part of my child dies with that said person. One of my favorite guitarists, underrated. He had his own issues. He overcame them. Went on to some decent solo success. But everybody will remember him as the original lead guitarist for Kiss. Just sucks. This really sucks. The team stats: San Francisco turned it over twice, Tampa Bay none. Tampa Bay won the rushing battle. Win the rushing battle, you win the turnover battle, you're going to win a football game most of the time. Buccaneers 5-1, 49ers 4-2 in a competitive NFC West. The Packers a little bit closer than they wanted it against the Bengals, but the Packers win 27-18. Joe Flacco, 29 of 45, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Cincinnati ran the ball 16 times for 55 yards. Jamar Chase, 10 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown, leading receiver for the Bengals. Barrett Carter, 10 total tackles. For the Packers, Jordan Love at 19 of 26, 259 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Josh Jacobs, 18 carries, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I'll say this, and it's a theme. Green Bay ran the ball 33 times for 153 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Matthew Golden, 3 catches, 86 yards. Edger and Cooper, 11 total tackles. We go to the team stats. You get out rushed 3-1. And again, the Bengals came back and made it a little bit of a game, but you can't run the ball 16 times for 55 yards and expect to win. Just you can't. I'm sorry. Packers are 3-1-1. Bengals fading fast, 2-4. They were my Super Bowl pick from the AFC, by the way. And of course, Joe Burrow had to get hurt, unfortunately. Then on Monday night, the Bills inexplicably, for our English-speaking friends, they lose to the Falcons 24-14. This is why I can't take the Bills serious. Josh Allen was 15 of 26, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 picks. He was sacked 4 times. James Cook, 17 carries, 87 yards, leading rusher. Joshua Palmer, 2 receptions for 60 yards. Shaq Thompson, 10 total tackles. For the Falcons, Michael Penix Jr., 20 of 32, 250 yards, a touchdown, more importantly, no picks. Bijan Robinson, 19 carries, 170 yards, and a touchdown. Team collectively ran the ball 32 times for 210 yards. Drake London, ladies and gentlemen, 10 catches, 158 yards, and a tutty for the Falcons receiving. Mike Hughes, DL for 6 total tackles apiece for the Falcons. Bills turned it over twice. They lost the rushing battle. They were horrible on 3rd down. Falcons were better on 3rd down. Equals ass kicking. That is a common theme here. Can't run the ball. Not going to win. Bills are 4-2. The Falcons are 3-2. And then the Commanders snatched defeat away from victory. They lose to Dalberis 25-24. Unfortunately. For the Bears, Caleb Williams was 17 of 29, 252, a touchdown, no picks. DeAndre Swift finally got going a little bit. 14 carries, 108 yards rushing. DeAndre Swift, 2 catches, 67 yards, and a tutty, also the leading receiver. Tremaine Edmonds, 12 total tackles for the Bears. For the Commanders, Jaden Daniels, 19 of 26, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 17 carries, 61 yards rushing. Chris Moore for Washington, 3 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown receiving. Bobby Wagner, 9 total tackles. Team stats. Washington over 3 times, the Bears none. Chicago won the rushing battle. They were both horrible on 3rd down. But when you win the turnover battle, you win the rushing battle. And look, the Bears did everything they could to lose that game as well. Bears with a gritty win 25-24. The Bears are 3-2. The Commanders are 3-3. If you saw me as a guest over there on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment in the NFL show, I'm just going to run down these. Steelers Bengals tonight. I think the Steelers win, but it's close. I don't know why I think that. I just think that the Bengals will keep it close, but the Steelers win. Raiders Chiefs. Forget it. The Chiefs should win that one. Dolphins Browns. I'm picking the Browns just because the Dolphins are really ready to implode. Even worse. Eagles Vikings. I would like to take the Vikings. I just don't trust Wentz. I think the Eagles will get back to pounding the rock with Barkley. Eagles will win that one. Cowboys Commanders. I wanted to take the Commanders, but again, as is Dallas's MO. They go out and they lose to the Panthers because that's just what they do. They lose games they're not supposed to win, and they win games that they're not. They lose games they're supposed to win, and they win games where they're supposed to lose. I'm picking Dallas over Washington. Rams, Jags. I've got the Rams winning a close one. Patriots, Titans. Patriots should win that one. Panthers, Jets. My upset special. I think the Jets. I don't know why. I think the Jets will eke out a victory. Bears, Saints. I've got the Bears. Colts, Chargers. I've got the Chargers winning a close one. Giants, Broncos. I've got the Broncos winning. Falcons, 49ers. I have the 49ers winning a close one. Buccaneers, Lions. I think the Lions get back on track in the dome. They win. Texans, Seahawks. I have the Texans winning. On the road. Some updates. Middle of the fifth, the Brewers and the Angels were Angels. Listen to me. Brewers and the Dodgers are tied 1 apiece. Before I get into anything else, some news and notes from around the world in sports today. Penn State can now not go after Curt Cignetti. He's just inked a new 8-year, $93 million contract. So he's going to be in Indiana for a while. The whole Micah Parsons thing. I guess he ranted today about one-sided officiating and a tush push, as reported by Rob Domofsky. Said he hates the tush push. He thinks offensively players get away with holding far too often, and they had to change his face mask during the last game because he got poked in an eye and popped a blood vessel on a play that didn't draw a penalty. You could call that on a lot of plays. You ranted, you got it out of the system. Let's move on. Alvin Kamara came out and said that he wants to stay put in New Orleans. Chris Olave has been mentioned as trade bait as well. We've got the deadline rolling around. Rob Thompson coming back as the Phillies manager. CeeDee Lamb is coming back for the Commanders game. That's another reason why I was picking the Cowboys to beat the Commanders. NBA news, reported by Shams Charania. The Bucks and AJ Green have agreed to a 4-year, $45 million extension. So good for him. They lock him down. Unfortunately, hockey, bad news for the Senators. Brady Tkachuk, he is out 6 to 8 weeks with a thumb injury. Got injured Monday against Nashville. So those are some of the news and notes around the world in sports today. Like I said, I'm going to be jumping back and forth a lot here. So decent slate in the NHL tonight. Right now, the Maple Leafs are up on the Rangers 1-0 in the first. The Predators and Canadiens scoreless in the first. Panthers up on the Devils 1-0 in the first. Jets over the Flyers in the first 1-0. Avalanche Blue Jackets scoreless in the first. Just dropping the puck. Oilers and the Islanders. Later on, Vancouver at Dallas, Boston at Vegas, Carolina at Anaheim, Pittsburgh at LA. I'm not going to go over the standings in the NHL just yet because they've only played about 3-4 games. I'll let them play a couple weeks first, and then I'll go over the standings. And the Blue Jays with a big win yesterday to cut the lead to 2-1. And the Dodgers up 2-0 in their series, obviously in the NLCS, and the Brewers really need to win tonight or it's pretty much over. Let me jump, if I can find it here. College football. I will recap this past week. I'm not going to go over stats. Been a long week. Me just getting back from vacation and stuff. But at least I wanted to get one show in. As it pops up here. And I'll go over to top 25. Excuse me. I'm not going to go over the rankings because I think they're stupid. So let's review last week. Pittsburgh beat number at 25 at the time, Florida State 34-31. Florida State, not what they thought they were. I'm not going to go over stats. Florida State falling by the wayside yet again. Not sure Mike Norvell will be there after this year. Bad loss for Florida State. Florida State's 3-3, 0-3 in the ACC. Pitt's 4-2, 2-1 in the ACC, and in the thick of it for a title in the ACC. Number 22, Iowa State. I'm always waiting for them to screw up somewhere, and they did against Colorado. Colorado beat them 24-17. Close throughout. Colorado prevails. Iowa State 5-2. They are now 2-2 in the Big 12. Colorado's 3-4, 1-3 in the Big 12. Utah beat the shit out of Arizona State 42-10. I did not see that coming. I thought that would be highly competitive. Utah is back. Utah 5-1, 2-1 in the Big 12. Arizona State 4-2, 2-1 in the Big 12. Final in 2 overtimes. Number 18 BYU held off Arizona 33-27. BYU is 6-0, 3-0 in the Big 12, putting together another fine season. Arizona 4-2 overall, 1-2 in the Big 12. Number 16 at the time, Notre Dame, 16 last week. Beat the shit out of NC State 36-7. Again, I'm not going to go over stats tonight. But a emphatic win. And they will have to be emphatic in some of these wins. And they're going to have to run the table to make the college football playoff. But a big win for them. They're 4-2 overall. NC State drops to 4-3. USC beat Michigan 31-13. Number 15 Michigan last week. It was 14-7 at the half. USC pulled away in the second half. That'll shut up Dave Portnoy for a while, or maybe it won't. The big Michigan fan that he is, he's always shooting his mouth off. And then when he has to face the music, when he does chats, live chats during the game, he clams up because he's getting his ass kicked. USC is 5-1 overall, 3-1 in the Big Ten. Michigan 4-2 overall, 2-1 in the Big Ten. ACC tilt, number 13 Georgia Tech, which was one of my sleeper picks this year. They beat Virginia Tech 35-20. Georgia Tech now 6-0 overall, 3-0 in the ACC. Virginia Tech drops to 2-5, 1-2 in the ACC. SEC tilt, number 12 Tennessee last week beat Arkansas in a way too close game for Tennessee fans, but they prevail 34-31. Tennessee 5-1 overall, 2-1 in the SEC. Arkansas is 2-4, 0-2 in SEC play. In a defensive struggle, number 11 LSU last week beat South Carolina 20-10. It's a tough, gritty game. LSU's 5-1 overall, 2-1 in the SEC. South Carolina is 3-3 overall, 1-3 in the SEC. Another defensive struggle, number 10 Georgia at the time last week. They beat Auburn on the road 20-10. Georgia was actually up at the half. Auburn was up at the half 10-3. Georgia is not the Georgia of old, even though I know they're still winning games. And why is my laptop talking to me? Not that. Give me a second here. Not exactly sure why my laptop's talking to me. Okay, whatever. If you hear the talking in the background, again, I don't know why it's talking to me. But again, technology always shoves a red hot poker at my ass. But Georgia with the big win on the road. They are 5-1 overall, 3-1 in the SEC. Auburn is 3-3, 0-3 in the SEC. Number 9, Texas Tech last week. They beat Kansas convincingly, 42-17. Dominated in the second half. This is a fantastic football team down there in Lubbock. 42-17 the final score. Texas Tech 6-0 overall, 3-0 in the Big 12. Kansas is 4-3, 2-2 in the Big 12, and Texas Tech is for real. In a good SEC matchup, Alabama prevailed over Missouri. Number 8 Alabama last week. Missouri was 14th. Anybody could have won the game. Alabama prevails. They are 5-1 overall, 3-0 in the SEC. Missouri's 5-1 overall, 1-1 in the SEC. In a game that I called that it was going to be an upset, Texas beat number 6 Oklahoma at the time last week. Number 6 Oklahoma, 23-6. Oklahoma was up 6-3 at the half. John Mateer did not look good coming back from his injury. Texas with the big win. Brent Venables' teams, I always need to see it out of them, and they just blew a good opportunity. Texas is 4-2 overall, 1-1 in the SEC. Oklahoma now 5-1 overall, 1-1 in the SEC. My Gators shit the bed again. They lose to Texas A&M on the road. They don't look good. I'm still trying to figure out why Napier is still there. If Penn State can fire James Franklin, Florida can get rid of Billy Napier. Texas A&M 6-0 overall, 3-0, excuse me, in the SEC. Number 4 Ole Miss at home against Washington State. Putrid performance. And this is why I can't take Lane Kiffin's team seriously either. Because the team just always pulls out performance. I know they won, but still, they were favored by 32. Ole Miss is 6-0 overall. Washington State is 3-3 overall. A game that I was at, number 7 Indiana beat number 3 Oregon 30-20. Oregon ran the ball effectively early. They went away from it. They lost. Indiana has some dudes on that team right now. Indiana is no joke, especially with that defense. Oregon drops to 5-1 overall, 2-1 in the Big Ten. Indiana 6-0 overall, 3-0 in the Big Ten. And Ohio State beat number 17 Illinois, 34-16. Wasn't close. Just Illinois can never muster up anything. Ohio State stays undefeated. Overall, and in the Big Ten, Illinois now 5-2, 2-2 in the Big Ten. Oh, and then last Friday, South Florida beat the hell out of North Texas, 63-36. Both teams are 5-1 overall. South Florida 2-0 in the American, or Texas 5-1 in the American. So we fast forward to this week. I'm not going to go in any sequential order. I'm just going to go top 25 as they are being played in chronological order. 7 p.m. on ESPN. This is tomorrow. Louisville travels to take on number 2 Miami. Miami's favored by 13.5. I think Louisville will keep it close for a while, but I think Miami pulls away. I'll go Miami 38, Louisville 21. 8 p.m. on Fox. Number 25 Nebraska travels to take on Minnesota. Nebraska's favored by 7.5. Minnesota usually plays tough at home. I think Nebraska will probably eke out a victory. I'll go Nebraska 27, Minnesota 24. Then on Saturday at 12 p.m. on ABC, number 10 LSU travels to take on number 17 Vandy. Vandy's favored by 2.5. I know LSU's offense hasn't been great, but the defense is still playing well. I think LSU will probably do just enough. And I think LSU wins the football game 24-17. Number 12, Georgia Tech taking on Duke. It is at Duke. Duke's favored by 1.5. Somebody knows something I don't. I'm not seeing it. I'm going to go Georgia Tech 31, Duke 25. 12:45 p.m. on the SEC Network. Number 14, Oklahoma travels to take on South Carolina. Oklahoma favored by 5.5. It's going to be a tough spot for Oklahoma. Can they get over the Texas game quickly? I think South Carolina will keep it close. I've got Oklahoma winning 33-27. 3:30 p.m. on CBS. Number 1 Ohio State travels to Madison to take on Wisconsin. Ohio State favored by 20 and 25.5. Luke Fickell's probably close to getting fired. If they get hammered this game, I think he will get fired. I think Wisconsin doesn't stand a chance. Oklahoma 42, Wisconsin 10. 3:30 p.m. on Peacock. Michigan State travels to take on number 3 Indiana. Indiana favored by 27.5. Big win by them against Oregon. You always want to guard with a letdown. I think Oregon has it all in front of them now. Indiana has it all in front of them now. Indiana 45, Michigan State 13. 3:30 p.m. on ESPN. Number 4 Texas A&M against Arkansas at Arkansas in Fayetteville. Texas A&M favored by 7.5. Texas A&M's defense will prevail. Texas A&M 33, Arkansas 20. 3:30 p.m. The game of the week, as far as I'm concerned. Number 5 Ole Miss travels to take on number 9 Georgia. Georgia favored by 7.5. Georgia will have revenge on its mind. I think Georgia gets the job done. I'm going to go Georgia 30, Ole Miss 20. 4 p.m. on Fox. Number 7 Texas Tech travels to take on Arizona State. Texas Tech favored by 7.5. Texas Tech's defense is no joke. Texas Tech 34, Arizona State 17. 4 p.m. on ESPN2. Number 22 Memphis takes on UAB in Birmingham. Memphis favored by 21.5. Forget about it. Memphis 44, UAB 17. 6:30 p.m. on the BTN network. Number 8 Oregon travels to take on Rutgers. Oregon favored by 17.5. Rutgers will probably keep it close. I'll go Oregon 30, Rutgers 17. 6:30 p.m. on the CW network. Washington State has to travel all the way back across the country again, if they even did. Taking on number 18 Virginia, UVA favored by 17.5. I think Washington State keeps it close. Virginia 34, Washington State 27. 7 p.m. on ESPN. Number 21 Texas taking on Kentucky. Texas favored by 13.5. Again, you have to avoid a letdown. I think Texas will win the game. I'm going to go Texas 35, Kentucky 21. 7:30 p.m. on ABC. Number 11 Tennessee taking on number 6 Alabama. Both teams 5-1. Alabama's favored by 7.5. I think Alabama might be a little full of themselves after beating Missouri last week. Upset. I don't know why. Tennessee 27, Alabama 24. 7:30 p.m. on NBC and Peacock. Number 20 USC travels to take on number 13 Notre Dame. Notre Dame favorite by 9.5. I don't think they'll cover the spread. I think they win. I'm going to go Notre Dame 28, USC 24. 7:30 p.m. on ESPNU. Florida Atlantic travels to take on number 19 South Florida. The spread's 21.5, favoring South Florida. Total 72.5, by the way. So there's going to be points in this game. I'll go South Florida 40, Florida Atlantic 30. 8 p.m. on Fox, The Holy War. Number 23 Utah taking on number 15 BYU. Utah's favorite by 3.5. I think Utah's back. I think their defense will be the difference. They win a close one. Utah 27, BYU 23. And at 8 p.m. on ESPN2, number 24 Cincinnati travels to take on hapless Oklahoma State. Cincinnati favorite by 21.5. Oklahoma State's just a program that's in flux right now. Cincinnati 38, Oklahoma State 10. And I think that's going to do it for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just some updates here. Middle of the sixth, the Brewers and the Dodgers are still squared up at 1 apiece. Steelers, Bengals kicking off soon. Early on, East Carolina is up on Tulsa in college football 3-0. NHL scores update. Excuse me. End of the first, Maple Leafs on top of the Rangers 1-0. End of the first, Canadians Predators 0-0. End of the first, the Senators up on the Kraken 2-1. End of the first, Panthers up on the Devils 1-0. End of the first, Jets up on the Flyers 1-0. Avalanche Blue Jackets. End of the first, 0-0. In the first, Oilers in the Avalanche 0-0. So I think that's going to do it for tonight. I will be back on Monday. Early evening sports buffet with the Ginch from 7 to 8. And then after that, it will be Student Body Right, recapping week 8 college football season. Week 8 already. We are getting down to the nitty gritty now. Teams have what they have. The NASCAR playoffs, I know Denny Hamlin won again. So he is solidly into the next round. Soccer scores, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to let this weekend's games play out. Let's see what else. NBA still in the preseason. So I think that's where I'm going to end it. So I will see everybody on Monday. Oh, Monday night at 7:30 p.m. I will have the former coach of St. Joe's, Phil Martelli, on. Coach, I'll pick his brain about where the state of college basketball is right now. The talk of the NCAA expanding the field of 64 to more teams, but I think it's stupid. They should keep it at 64. It's worked this long. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't even like the playing games. I think that's dumb too. Just pick the top 64 teams for March Madness and then tip off on Thursday like it always used to be. The Tuesday and Wednesday play-in games are dumb. They don't make sense. It's idiotic. I get it. It's all about money. That's all it's about. So he'll be on. I'll pick his brain. So all that being said, like I end every show, give me just a second here. Thought I saw something come over the ticker. No. Practice compassion, practice empathy, have passion for what you do. Hug somebody. You might make their day. Tell somebody you love them. You might not get a second opportunity. For God's sakes, if you see somebody struggling in any sort of capacity, ask questions. What's bothering them? How can you help? You might not just be saving their life, you might be saving numerous lives. So, enjoy the weekend's action, everybody. Enjoy the college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball playoffs. Hockey kicking off already. NBA right around the corner. Dandy Don, there's one thing left to do. That's for you to take me out.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.